Hello and welcome back to another session. Today we're going to be doing a 30-minute practice focusing in opening our pancake position or our wide leg forward fold. So we're going to start in our seated position, making sure our spine is long, shoulders are gently back, and slowly close your eyes. Breathe in and out through the belly and through the nose. Notice the natural movement of your breath. Feel the natural length of the inhalation, the natural length of the exhalation. Try to feel aware of your whole body. And prepare mentally for your practice. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Slow exhale through the mouth, releasing all the air out. Again, inhale deep through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more, inhale deep through the nose. And exhale. Slowly relax the neck, chin to chest. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Good, so we're going to begin first doing a little bit of a warm-up, placing the feet on the floor, separating the legs a little bit, and we'll start working on some external and internal rotation. But focus on when you externally rotate with one leg. So let's say I start externally rotating with the left leg. I'm going to push as hard as possible, keeping, in this case, the right leg in one position without moving, so static, until I cannot move any longer with the left leg. Once I find my maximum range, then I'm going to allow the right leg to move, but trying to keep it as strong as possible and doing it in such a slow motion that I'm still using all of my force on my left leg. So then I'm finding difficulty on the movement to focus on actively open through the area. So we take a deep inhalation. Exhale, start to push super strongly, following with the right leg very slowly. When I place the left knee on the floor, then I allow the right knee to follow, because there's no more force I need to use on my left leg. Then slowly inhale, come up with the right leg. When you find your maximum, then and only then start moving the left leg. So you want to find this very intense. You want to find this quite challenging. When you reach the right knee to the floor, then allow the left knee to drop as well. Slowly inhale, we lift, reaching our max, and then following with the right. Very good. Inhale to lift, find your maximum, and when you do, slowly, slowly follow with the left. Great. Let's do it a couple more times. Lift the left leg, open till your max, and only then start moving the right as well. Very good. Inhale deep, open through the right. And when you feel is your max, start following with the left. Great. Slowly, when you're ready, come back to the center. Bring the feet together. We're going to start moving into our Upavista Konasana or butterfly pose. Ideally, if you have a wall close to you, we're going to place our backs on the wall. In my case, I will be using the sofa, making sure my spine is touching the sofa, so I make sure my spine is straight. Okay, I'm fully upright. Sending the heels close to the hips, as much as feels comfortable for you. Notice how at the moment my knees are a little bit lifted. I'm relaxed. Maybe for you it's a little bit higher, maybe it's a little bit lower. Will vary on your level of passive flexibility. Here we're going to start working first on lifting the knees high, using our hands as brakes. So we start placing the hands onto the thighs, not necessarily on the knee, but onto the thigh. And the beauty of placing the fingers facing kind of forward is that you can press with the base of the hand down, so you're naturally externally rotating through the hip, which will allow you to go deeper. Okay, so we take a deep breath in. Exhale, press first with the hands as much as you can with the arms. In my case, I'm able to lock my elbows. Okay, depending on how deep you can go, you may be able to lock as well, or maybe not. Once you reach your maximum depth, we're going to maintain the arms strong in this position, so we will not allow the knees to lift, but we will do as much force as we can with the legs to try to lift the knees. But the arms will prevent us from doing that. But we'll do our best, so all of the strength on the legs. We start pushing up. We're not moving because we have the arms as brakes, but we're pushing with the legs up as high as possible. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release tension on the legs and gently press with your arms down. Notice how now you can probably go a tiny bit deeper with the knees. They will probably go, even if it's an inch or two, a couple of centimeters, lower. Let's repeat again. So we take a deep breath in, make sure your spine is upright, lock, and start pressing with your legs to try to lift the knees. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, all of the 4s, 2, 1. Slowly release, press with the arms, try to bring the knees a little bit lower. In my case, they are almost touching the floor now. Let's do 2 more like this. If you need to reaccommodate your hands, take a deep breath in, prepare, start pushing as you exhale with your legs up. Keep maintaining the arms strong. We're locked on the arms, making sure we're not actually moving. For 5, 4, very good, 3, 2, 1. Slowly when you're ready. Last round, push with the arms. Relaxing the legs. Great. And we're going to push through the legs one last time. When you're ready, prepare. Deep breath in. Exhale and start pressing the legs high. All of the 4s that you can with the legs, keeping the arms strong. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the legs, push the arms down. Maybe the knees are reaching the floor, maybe they are not. When you're ready, release. Good. Try not to bring the knees together just yet. Stay in the position, just try to breathe here. Very good. If you felt from the very beginning you were able to bring the knees down, you can always place a block underneath your hips. This will make it a little bit more intense. You can also place a block underneath your feet as well as the hips, so then you have extra space, so you can go a little bit deeper than you would with no blocks. So now that we are here, let's try to move into our second exercise here. Baddha Konasana in butterfly. Same thing on the spine, we still upright, but now instead of trying to lift the knees up, we're going to try to push the knees down towards the floor. Bringing the hands to the feet. Again, trying to bring the heels as close to the hips as we feel more comfortable. Spine straight. Now we are a little bit more open than before. Taking a deep breath in. We're going to start engaging the glutes to help us push the legs down as much as we can. Keeping the spine straight, pushing the legs down, hands grabbing the feet. Keep pressing down for 5. Help yourself with your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Take a moment. Breathe. Slow and long breaths. Checking constantly we're upright when we're in the position, because most likely, especially if you don't have a wall with you, most likely you will be rounding. Unless, of course, you're already very open on your hips, then most likely you'll be able to maintain the position. But if you're not super open, having a wall or anything that can keep you upright on your back would be the best option. Take a deep breath in, we prepare. And as we exhale, start pressing down towards the floor. For 5. 4. Keep pressing down through the legs. 3. 2. Super strong. And 1. Slowly release. Take a moment. Breathe. Very nice. Slow and long breaths. Feel free to reaccommodate your legs if you need to. Try not to release completely from the position, because here we're going to take our relaxed Baddha Konasana as our breaking position, our relaxing position. So then we are already prepared to move into our following rounds. Let's do 2 more. Inhale deep. Exhale, start pressing down, using a little bit of force through the legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Take a moment. Very good. And when you're ready, we're going to move into our last one. Taking a deep inhale, grabbing the feet with the hands. Exhale, start pushing, breathe. For the last 5, 4, using the glutes to help you. 3, spine long. 2, and 1. Slowly release. Beautiful. Separate the legs from one another. Feel free to go away from the wall. Open the legs wide. Shake the legs up and down, side to side. Try to release some of the tension. Very nice. Let's move into our next exercise. Also, hip opener for the same position. Okay, we're going to start first in our Malasana squat, just to make sure we're relaxing a little bit, placing the hands together in front of the chest, trying to keep the spine long. I like to move side to side. Some people prefer to stay still, so do what feels best for you. Beautiful. On the next inhalation, bring the hands to the floor, and as you exhale, lift the hips high. coming into a halfway up. Look forward, open the chest, inhale. And as you exhale, allow your body to naturally drop without doing anything more than just relaxing. Okay? Make sure spine is long. You may naturally round a little bit, but try not to round too much. Great. We're going to start adding the next exercise, which is adding push. Okay, so what tends to happen many times is we're working on flexibility completely passive, but by adding some strength, by adding some activation of the muscles, we're able to not just target different areas within our hips in this case, but also we're able to build endurance in positions, which will also help us get not just deeper, but also prevent from injuries a little bit more. So we're going to grab the elbows with the hands, taking a deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to start pushing the elbows down to the floor. If this feels okay for you, feel free to bring the hands behind the hips and try to press the head down towards the floor. If that still feels very comfortable for you, feel free to place a couple of blocks underneath your feet so you're going a little bit higher. And we repeat the same thing. So inhale deep, lengthen through the spine, come halfway up. And as you exhale, start pushing elbows or head down to the floor, holding, pushing, breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax, bring the hands to the floor if you need to, maybe moving a little bit side to side. Great. We're going to move into our second round. Again, hands maybe behind the ears, maybe by the hips, maybe grabbing elbows. Inhale deep, become long, and as you exhale, try to push down towards the floor for 5, 4, keeping the hip flexors engaged, the quads engaged, 3, 2, the psoas engaged, 1, slowly release, hands to the floor, take a moment, breathe. Beautiful, let's go for 2 more rounds. Same thing here, grabbing with the hands, the hips maybe hands behind the ears, maybe elbows trying to reach with the hands, grabbing the elbows. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, start pushing down for 5, slow breaths, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release, take a moment. Very good. Beautiful. If you are doing it as intense as I am doing it, you probably are feeling some tension inside of the hips. That's the good type of tension that we're looking for here at the moment. Lengthen through the spine. Last round. Exhale, we're pushing down. Breathing deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Slowly inhale, hands to the floor, halfway up, look forward. Exhale, bend the left knee into your ninja squat. Feel free to have the hands in namaste, maybe elbows to the floor, maybe hands to the floor. Just allow some passive flexibility to arise. Try to relax through the area. Maybe the left heel will be lifted. We try to ground it to the floor. If that's the case, slowly when you're ready, hands down. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, bend the right knee, switching now to the other side. Slow and long breaths here. Trying to ground through the outer edge of the left foot down to the floor. Very nice. Let's switch one more time. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. This time, feel free to externally rotate the right leg and try to almost touch the floor with the sitting bones. Keep the right quad engaged. The idea is that we start feeling some opening on the hamstring, as before we were feeling it on the inner thigh. Slowly, when you're ready, bring the right foot back, fully grounded. Extend the left leg, and as you exhale next, bend the right knee once more. Externally rotating through the left leg, trying to ground a little bit the sitting bones down to the floor, but without necessarily touching the floor. Just start finding the opening. Very nice. On the next inhalation, coming back up. Exhale, bring the feet closer together. Separate the toes, facing outwards. Hands on the inner thighs. Inhale deep. Exhale, drop the hips a little bit into your variation of goddess. With the hands on the inner thighs, gently pushing outwards. If you feel that this separation of the feet is very comfortable for you, you can of course separate more, but we start somewhere that we know is going to be comfortable, and then from there we can deepen. Start gently pressing the hips down, maintaining an anterior tilt on the pelvis, so that means the glutes trying to go outwards, like as if you wanted to do a bit of twerking. And then we're pressing the hips down, shoulders back. Make sure you're not going forward with your chest. You're actually trying to keep yourself upright. We're breathing here. We still hold for the last 5. Pressing with the hands, the knees back. Keeping the glutes facing back. Chest open. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly extend the legs. Bring the feet facing forward. Maybe start bringing the feet together. Allow the sitting bones to drop. Hands behind you. Open the legs, feet wide. Send the sitting bones to the floor. Bringing the flesh of the glutes back a little bit so the sitting bones are well grounded. And now we're going to start focusing on the movement of our pelvis. Okay? So, let me show from this angle. Whenever we are in our wide leg fold, we are trying to create the least possible roundness. Okay? So when we are here, we're trying to avoid this. We're trying to avoid the roundness on the lower back. Instead, ideally, we're trying to maintain this same line, this same position on the spine when we're going forward. Of course, there may be a little bit of rounding, but we try to minimize that rounding as much as possible. So, at the beginning, if you are not super flexible, you may need to sit on top of a block. Maybe you need to sit on top of 2 blocks. Maybe you need to bend your knees. All of these alternatives will help you keep your spine straight as you're trying to reach forward and down. Okay? And once we have the position ready, when we feel that we're not rounding too much, then we can try to extend the legs. Then we can try to sit on the floor, to rather than being here fully rounded, being here where the roundness is almost none. Okay? So, Let me face the camera. And we're going to try to do this together. So we're going to make sure our feet are engaged. You can either have the feet flexed or pointed, but regardless which one you choose, make sure the legs are engaged. And if the feet are flat, you're engaging the feet. If the feet are pointed, you're also engaging your feet. Flesh of the glutes back, lengthening through the spine. Really try to become long and try to move from the pelvis itself, right? So rather than trying to move with your upper body forward, try to start a movement keeping the spine straight, keeping the chest open. Try to start the movement from the pelvis, imagining that the glutes are going back as your chest is reaching forward. That movement of the pelvis is what helps you feel the opening on the hips, where you start using that, when you start using that movement, is when you will see most of the changes on that external rotation hip mobility. So slowly, when you're ready, reach wherever you are. Doesn't matter how deep you go, but focus on the movement of the hips. Focus on becoming longer and reaching farther with the upper body. Remember, forward folds is not about going down, it's about going forward. Legs strong, pushing down to the floor as if you'd like to crash the floor. That will help you stay in position. Last 3, 2, 1. Slowly release, relax. Good. Now here you may round if you need to. Try to not bring the feet together just yet. Let's try to finish the 3 rounds. Beautiful. Now, if that felt comfortable for you, option to bring the hands behind the ears or maybe the arms forward. That's completely up to you. Make sure you're separating the feet to your 90% or maybe even to your 100%, so as wide as you feel comfortable. Try to keep the legs engaged, spine long, chest open, maybe hands behind the ears. Chest tries to go forward, as far forward as possible. Glutes try to go back at the same time. We're trying to move through the hips. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, when you're ready, come back. Breathe. Beautiful. Let's imagine I don't have the same opening I currently have. Maybe you're using a block. The process is exactly the same thing, maybe hands behind the ears. And I'm sending my chest forward, keeping the legs engaged, maybe feet pointed or flexed. And I'm reaching as far as possible. I'm still feeling the opening on the hips. Last round, when you're ready, wherever you are, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, reach forward. Keep the legs strong, glutes back. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, when you're ready, come back. Bring the feet together. Shake the legs side to side, up and down to release some tension. And when you're ready, bring your spine down to the floor, squeezing the knees to the chest, moving gently side to side. Great. I'm going to do a little twist to release and also to work on some sort of internal rotation. So slowly extend the left leg forward. Place the right foot on the inside of the left leg, on the outside of the left leg. And with your left hand, grab the outer leg. Try to gently bring the knee down to the floor. But see if you can maintain the left leg in this case on top of the right foot. That way, We're maintaining the internal rotation. See if you can, once you are in the twist, start gently bringing the right glute back and down towards the floor, but at the same time try to keep the right knee down on the floor if it's already there or close to the floor. And notice that when you're doing that, you're actually working a little bit on that internal rotation. Beautiful. Slowly, when you're ready, come to center. Squeeze both knees to the chest. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg. Bring the left foot outside of the right leg. Try bring the left knee to the floor. Left arm out to the side. We're now working on the twist. And then gently start bringing the left sitting bone down to the floor, keeping the force on the right arm so the left knee tries to stay in the same place. So we are building that internal rotation a little bit. Good. For the last 3 breaths here. 2 and 1. Slowly, when you're ready, come back to center. Squeeze the knees to the chest. Maybe bring the knees together. And slowly start rolling forward and back. Until you sit down on the floor. Maintaining the eyes closed, and if they are not closed already, close them down. Keep your spine upright, sitting bones well grounded. Breathing through the belly and through the nose. Natural breaths. Take a deep inhalation through the nose. Slow exhale through the mouth. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more. Inhale deep through the nose. And exhale. Slowly relax the neck. Chin to chest. And when you're ready, very slowly, open your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Remember, if you enjoyed the session, write it down in the comments. If there was any area that you're not or any exercise that you are not sure still how to do, or you want to leave any comments of any part of the practice that you felt uncomfortable or very comfortable, feel free to write it down. And also if there's any class, particular class that you'd like to do that we maybe haven't done or we've done but you'd like me to expand more into it, write it in the comments, because I love to do classes that you love. Thank you so much once more, and I'll see you on the next one. Namaste.